Alrighty, it is time to get this party started in the Zora area. Now, I'm not going to do Zora's stuff. I'm really just here for the Skyview Tower and the loot stuff. So in case you're, watching the video for help with the tower, I'm going to do that first and foremost. We're going to get that knocked out. And then, kind of from there, I'll spread out a little bit. I might hit some chests. There's a couple of caves here. There's actually a ton of caves here, but... as far as the stuff I'm going to get, then I'm going to venture over for a Hudson puzzle, a couple of loot spots there. And then from there, I'm going to shoot myself out of the cannon like the circus, head due east. There's a cave there I want to hit, and that's going to be, I think there's a shrine up there. There's another shrine, right under this tower, by the way, so if, your Sheikah's sensor is going bat crap crazy, and you can't find the shrine, I'll help you out in finding that as well. Okay, so in addition to all that fun stuff, we're also going to be scooping up the last two pieces of the climbing gear. So guys, they're both actually right here. One's kind of right under my feet there, and the other one's way over here somewhere. And again, that's kind of why I'm sidetracking to go over this direction. And again, I'm going to try to, avoid the shiny rocks. No Zora's domain stuff. That's kind of bleeding into other video territory. Alright guys, you've probably noticed I've been pushing a lot of content out these past couple of weeks. And, some of that was because I was doing some pre-recording. Actually, before I get into that, there is a treasure chest here. You notice I stamped that on my mini-map. And you can't, ultra hand that up or anything. Unfortunately, you got to do it the hard way. And throw a splash fruit at it. And you can see this thing really, gets that gunk out of your way. So I think that's just like a gemstone or something there. But I already scooped that up kind of on my way initially up here. And folks, if you're, wondering how to get in the tower, it's the exact same thing that I just did. You simply throw a splash fruit at it. That will all dissolve. And then from there, there's literally nothing else you have to do. You can just activate your terminal and shoot yourself into the sky out of the cannon like the circus. Alright, so in addition, if you notice this guy in the mud, and honestly, I didn't. I can't tell you, I must have walked past that dude, 10, 15 times. Never knew he was there. And, sometimes I get tunnel vision, I'm like, ooh, shiny. And then, I forget to be a good Samaritan. So, yeah. Anyway, yeah, he's super stuck there, so same type of thing. Go ahead and throw a splash fruit in there. And he actually tells you to do that, by the way. So, if I had been more on the ball on my first playthrough and I had, noticed somebody stuck, I would have been able to figure out pretty quickly what I was supposed to do here. Okay, now notice I have a full inventory, so he's trying to give me a prize here, but I can't actually accept it from him. So, if your quest won't clear, that's why. Go ahead and get your Zora spear. Now, guys, I think I've already picked up the two-handed Zora, whatever, great sword, whatever it's called. Long sword. So now I've got this spear. The only thing I'm missing is the Zora's sword. And, there's shields and stuff. But, as far as weapon breakage for pristine weapons, if you're one of the, the folks out there that like the prince, following you around and the water attack and, that charges these weapons up, feel free. It is a good, attack power benefit there. I just personally really don't like that dude following me around, so I just found I was never using it. But, I am going to go ahead and break this stuff, just, for the pristine versions. Maybe I'll do some demonstration on that, down the road. And since I got plenty of silver bobkin horns to spare, no harm, no foul. First, I want to get that thing broken. Of course, I had durability up on it. That would be just my luck. Alright, folks, so moving right along here, there's not too much else right here at the spot of the tower, just loose lootables. So yeah, getting back to that whole, how I've been able to push content out so fast here as of recent. So, and I was kind of on that little hiatus there, that break. And, I was just really experimenting around with the game. I was getting a little ways into it, so I did do some recordings. Not a ton, but, there was a couple there that really worked out. So, I just went ahead and used them, it was already done. And... yeah, so that's kind of it really sped the process up here. And I just kind of want you guys to know that's going to start slowing down. So I'm basically caught up now. That's kind of why I'm bringing all that up. So, I think I've already got the nest aggroed on me. That I do. Okay, so I do not want to fight here. Alright, rock and roll. So yeah, that being stated, you know, I just kind of wanted to throw that out there. That rate of pushing content out can't continue. There's no way I could be able, I'd even be able to sustain that. There's just not enough hours in the day. So I just kind of wanted to throw that out there, in case you guys are kind of planning on, for your own gameplay purposes. That'll probably start slowing down a little bit to where it was more comparably before the holidays. I was able to push, 3 good videos out a week. Not counting shrine videos, just, actual exploration, farming, whatever it was. So it's probably going to be around, that ballpark moving forward from this video. So now, guys, that being said, I kind of was kicking around an idea, and I kind of already know my overall arching way forward, so I'm not asking this for that reason. I just thought it would be really fun to ask the viewers, what do you want me to do next? So the way this is going to work, just so it's fair, is the first 5 commenters who tell me where they want me to go next, and, try to be a little specific as far as what you want me to do, but, or, what something to cover, whatever the case may be. Yeah, so first 5 commenters, I'll go ahead and throw the names and the comments into a hat, and then I'll go ahead, just randomly pull one out, and we'll just do it blind. We'll do it together, and we'll have some fun with that. If you're telling me that you want me to go to Hebra, find the most dangerous ice archer arrow, bad guy nest that I could possibly find, and do this, like, right in the middle of the thing, and see how long I could last, I am telling you right now, I would totally do that. Alright, guys, so this one can be, like, super difficult, or it can be, relatively easy. That should really do it right there. Now, of course, my videos don't always seem to take off right away. It seems like it takes, a few weeks or even months, and that's okay. So, just kind of throwing that out there, too. It might take a hot minute to get that 5 comments going. Maybe I should have thought that through a little bit. So, if it's taken a while to get those built up, I might just go ahead and, proceed on with the video series. And then, I'll go back and kind of do whatever was said. And then I can always stitch that into the overall playlist later on. That way, in the future, moving forward, people would see that video, assuming they're, watching the playlist in order. They would see that, as intended, like right after this one. Alright, guys, so there is something beeping over here. And I don't think it's anything super fabulous. But I wanted to clear the chest nonetheless. Now, your treasure chest beeper is going to be pinging constantly, and that's because a lot of the stuff is in these caves right below. And we're going to be hitting that here in just a second. Apparently, I cannot rub my head and pat my belly at the same time. I literally flew right over this thing while I was talking there. Didn't even see it. It was completely invisible. And guys, I already know that doesn't work, so honestly, I don't know why I just tried to do that. I guess, I just wanted to really make sure it doesn't work. Large charge. Loving it. Alright, back to work. So from here, I'm going to go ahead and shoot myself back out of the cannon like the circus. And we are going to get over there. Actually, scratch that. I might want to divert here just for a moment. Yeah, we're going to do that just for a second here. Lots of green lizzles in this area too, so if you're needing, parts for whatever you need, green, tails, blue even, lots of lower game type enemies in this region. So I think that's actually why the climbing gear is here, because they expect people to just kind of come here, really early game. And I think they kind of intended that for Breath of the Wild too, and I never understood that. It was my least favorite of all the Divine Beasts. It was not... To me, it was not an early game setting type of environment anyway, with all the shock stuff going on. And I don't know, it just really felt out of order doing that early. But wow, it was like the first thing I saw. I was out exploring in the wetlands. There's a Zora guy. Hey, you need to go over here. Okay, Sure, sounds fun. Let's do that. Okay, I don't normally stock the Zora shields. I just kind of wanted to clear the chest there. So folks, one thing also I kind of wanted to mention, don't be alarmed if you see a lot of Skyrim content coming out, and I kind of did the same thing, you know, during that break, when I was just kind of hitting that burnout, you know, on TotK, because I was playing like the same routes and stuff up to a certain point. Then I would branch off, go here, branch off, go there, and of course I couldn't keep, you know, resave and reload because that would have messed up the video series. So unfortunately, the only option I had was create a new game file and do it that way, and that would have taken a really long time. So I opted to just, you know, keep playing the game through different directions without save. So yeah, that was pretty interesting. Okay, now you can see my beeper. Everything is pinging now is showing down. So that kind of confirms that we've scooped up everything topside. Alright folks, you can already see Polymus Mountain coming into view, and I'm not doing Zora's Domain stuff. I'm literally just here for shrine hunting and that climbing gear. Alright, so same rule applies. Go ahead and splash fruit the gunk out of the way. Activate your travel terminal, and we are out of here. Okay, so if you want this treasure chest without, you know, having to do any real work, you can just activate these 2 deals here and ascend all the way up there. Kind of nice that they supply those for us. And I just couldn't help myself, so I had to get up here and see what I was looking at. So you might actually watch me do that twice later on in the Zora's Domain video, and that's okay. Okay, so from here, I'm going to ski-daddle... Oh, wait a minute. What is that flying around there? Looks like a green lizzle. Alright, I will let him live for now. Ooh, what do we got there? Looks like a water weapon. Looks like he's got an opal attached to that deal, but I want the horn, so... Shiny rocks, guys. In my defense, it is literally a shiny rock. See? Shiny. Not my fault. Shiny. I call that my ring around the dead guy maneuver. Yeah, that was an opal, alright. Shiny. It'll be long for a watch. What did I tell you guys? What did I tell you? I knew it was coming because there's no way I could get that many attack power-ups in a row and not be in for it with the long throw at some point. Okay, so enough fooling around. I'm not even here for any of this stuff. I am here for this cave. Alright, shiny rocks. Got the word wall there. No touchy. Alright, here we are. Do be aware there's a dancing idiot right across the way. I tend to steer clear of those things, just to kind of show you on the map where I'm at this point. It should have just highlighted. Polymus Mountain Cave. Oh, yeah, you might want to wear your stealth in here. I always get those kind reminders, you know, when I forgot to put my stealth suit on because something will get away from me. It's like, oh yeah, I need to do that. You see all these platforms that you can stand up on. And there are some goodies on some of these, so, you know, you might want to investigate a little bit. Now, unfortunately, it's, you know, rain cave. So your climbing is going to be hindered. Now, if you got the frog suit, great, you know, it's easy one and done with the frog suit on. Or if you just have a piece of the frog suit, you can actually get away with drinking a mid-level elixir for, you know, climbing in the rain, whatever that's called, slip-proof. And on some of these, you can even ascend. Not all of them, but some of them. If, you know, you don't want to do any of that, I can actually show you a little trick to climbing in the rain. But it is time-consuming, and you do have to eat a lot of stamina doing it. So I'm not going to do a ton of that. But I will, you know, just demonstrate here briefly. Okay, case in point, you can ascend here. Now you gotta throw some ice down, you know, to freeze the water. Okay, wow. Apparently I missed my mark there. And I really ascended, and I wasn't paying attention, so I just hit my button instead of, you know, going back down to where I was, so I didn't have to come out here and do anything. And here I am having to do anything. Ooh, another silver. I can't help myself. I'm going for it. Uh-oh. Your movement might be hindered in the gunk, but the good thing is your ability to swing your weapon is not. So, you know, I don't like standing in that stuff, obviously, if I can help it. But if I'm down to one enemy, you know, I feel like I'm in better control. You know, I might go in there, you know, and kind of chase somebody down at that point. Okay, let's see what kind of long throw I got. Well, that's long throw's close second cousin there, so same. Now there's a luminous stone. Okay, so that trick I told you about climbing in the rainy cave here, notice you get a few steps there before you slide. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Sometimes you can get a fifth, and then you jump and slide. It depends on the grade and how steep, you know, you're trying to climb. So, you know, you can do it, and if it's close enough, you know, you don't have to worry really about eating stamina or anything. But, you know, if it's a taller climb that you have to make your way up on, then at that point you're going to want to probably start consuming stamina. Now, this is where the climbing gear really helps you out. So that'll actually speed you up, and you can get another step or two sometimes, depending on how fast you're going, to help with that climb. You know, just you get a little bit more altitude before you slide each time. So I'll demonstrate that here for you in a moment. For that little part, I just kind of wanted to keep my stealth suit on, so all those crabs didn't get away from me. Okay, I'm going to try to hit this ascend point again, but farther out, so I don't actually ascend all the way to the top again and out of the cave. But it may not actually give me an opportunity here. Okay. See, there's not much wiggle room there. I was just back a little bit too far. We are not yet done exploring. So I'm sure some of you guys remember me mentioning this earlier on in my playthrough. I think I was down in the depths, as a matter of fact, when I built this thing, because I wanted it to be made out of the stone and not wood. So yeah, guys, this comes in handy more than you would ever know. Now, you can do a lot with this. You can actually build two of these and, you know, put them one on top of another so that you can get an ascend point like this. And then you can build another one on top of that, kind of inverted, and that'll make like a scaffolding, so to speak. And then, you know, you can even ascend up into that. Now, putting those together in this spot might be real difficult because it's real tight, you know. If I build that other piece, it's probably just going to fall off into oblivion. So I don't actually like to build that scaffolding here. But what I can do here is kind of put it down like this, just enough to where it's not going to fall over the ledge, but that you can walk out over the ledge and find an ascend point. Alright, so I got to get that over, but not too far over the ledge, so that the weight of the L should keep it back just enough to where I can walk out over there and it won't fall. Boom. Alright, and as you can see, I'm a little bit higher up now. So yeah, now that I'm done kind of showing you guys the whole, you know, zonite trick, I'm gonna do it from here just with straight up climbing. And guys, notice this. Anytime you see a flag like that when you're out just kind of free roaming and free looting, that is a real good indicator that you're in a Misko's treasure cave. So, you know, if you haven't found like a really cool armor piece or something like that, you might want to take another look around. Chances are pretty good you're missing something there. Okay, now just to demonstrate the climbing aspect of this, I will try to make one of these higher up climbs, you know, via that method I told you about. And there's two different ways to do it. So if you have absolutely no pieces of the climbing gear, you can always just do speed meals. It's the same thing. The climbing gear, it speeds you up just the same as the speed meal would. Now, of course, all the other normal tricks work here, guys. You know, rocket shields. You know, I don't have any on my person right now, but, you know, that's a doable solution. The springboards, you know, you could do that too, just, you know, for easy. You don't have to deal with all the zonite stuff. Okay, so I am going to actually attempt this climb. Now, it's a good distance, guys. I might have to eat a couple of stamina meals here doing this, and that's okay, you know, it's for science. And since I keep talking about needing to eat some of these freaking meals, I am going to go ahead and do this now. So now that 4 to 5 steps I was taking before, you can get 6 to 7, again, kind of depending on the slope of the grade. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, jump, slide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, jump, slide. You might even be able to get 8 sometimes. But, you know, I don't like to risk it, because if you do slide and you didn't get any altitude out of it, you're going nowhere fast. And notice I didn't even need to eat stamina there. I was able to kind of sidestep or side jump over to that ledge. So all in all, it's not a terrible climb to make in the rain, and I probably could have done it without the speed meal. But again, just kind of, you know, throwing different things out there so that you guys can really get around in here and do your looting. Alright, moving right along. Cave gets really cool looking here. And there is our prize. So we will absolutely be completing this set in this video, which means I will be upgrading this set, assuming, you know, I've got all the parts to do that, and I should. I might not be quite there on everything. Some of the elemental stuff comes to mind that I might be a little short on, but I'm close enough to where that, you know, I can get that here real quick. And guys, once you get that set bonus for the climbing gear, it's so much more relaxing. It's kind of like getting the snow and sand boots and then going out on the snow that first time. It's like, ah, yeah, this is nice. Alrighty, folks, so continuing on our way here, and I didn't really have to even launch myself out of the tower this time. Where we're going is, you know, much lower elevation than where we're at now. So I just kind of used the tower warp there to get myself back up here so I could fly over there. And notice there's a bloopy there, and guys, as I mentioned before, tons and tons of caves in this spot. But right now I'm just kind of wanting to beeline it over for the Rails, whatever it's called, Rails Cave or Rails. It's not cave, it's, I want to say channel, but that doesn't sound right because that's water. Or maybe that, yeah, I think that is it. Rails Channel, okay. I'm about to check that here. I'm so bad with names, it's probably not that, but that's okay. Oh, while we've got the altitude, go ahead and get yourself to the top of this deal here. And I pinned it specifically so I wouldn't freaking forget. Just to kind of show you on the map where I am at. This is a fun korok seed. Takes us right back down to where we need to go anyway. I kind of went into autopilot there. I saw Lizzles and I just took my bow out. I wasn't even really thinking about it. Alright folks, so the cave entrance to where that bloopy was standing is actually right over there. Alright folks, this is the cave that's going to have our second piece of armor in it. Now that whole Ralis thing that I was talking about, I kind of got my lines crossed here. That's the shrine cave. So yeah, we're going to hit that too. But this was the one for the third and final piece of our climbing gear. Party truffles are like gold in this game, so I always take the time to pin those. Woohoo, diamond. Score! I wonder if that'll explode in the rain. Yes. Okay, there's a rock lake over there. This one's a little bit challenging because you don't have much wiggle room here on dry land. So honestly, for this guy, I don't even bother with it. I just kind of go right to town here. Don't even give him an opportunity. Alright, proceeding on through our cave here. More goodies. And guys, we got some vine issues here, but your flame attacks will not work. You'll have to use a bomb on that. So that's probably why they give you the bomb flowers in here. One of these is a silver too, so yeah, he smarts a little. And let's see if I can just go ahead and get rid of this weapon. Might even be able to get him to auto-die. There he goes! I am not in it to fight fair, I am in it to win it. Alright, on these platforms you just have your typical, you know, whatever. Seeds and meat and stuff. Alright, this next chamber, you got some more goodies in here. You know, it's kind of a tough decision sometimes. Sacrifice the barbarian armor for the loot. I mean, you can still kind of get the crabs. You know, you don't necessarily have to be in stealth, I guess. They don't really start running away from you until, you know, you're pretty close to them, and you can usually just scoop them up. Alright guys, so here is that other entrance I was talking about. Cool thing is these crabs keep respawning. So sometimes you can walk from one end of a cave, you know, any given cave really, you know, to the other. And at some point you'll see some respawns. It doesn't always work, you know. Sometimes I have trouble getting the, you know, getting the frogs to cooperate. But yeah, a lot of times the fish and the crabs will absolutely kind of respawn in. Not endlessly, you know, it kind of tapers off there. But I thought I would point that out. It's not a bad little fringe benefit to, you know, going back and forth in any given cave system. Alright, now we got some more bad boy trouble here, and I wanted to kind of go get the cave unlocked before I did anything else. So now notice this little opening here, just to the right of that first path I took. And that freaking stone lake light, guys, I'm telling you, he is a problem. So I like to go ahead and get myself, excuse me, a good solid platform here. And it makes life just so much easier. Thanks for the rock salt. Loving it. Alright, go ahead and get him down. I have a feeling I'm going to have the Zora sword for a really long time. Didn't I just get one of these? Like exact? I'll have to go back and watch the video. Alright folks, once you've collected all your goodies and that like is in the past, there is a nice little hiding spot tucked away way up top side here. So I went ahead and put my climber shirt on just so you can kind of see. You can get about 5 to 6 steps before you slide. And it just really makes it a lot easier on your stamina inventory. In fact, I might even be able to get up there without eating anything. But, you know, if I really needed to, I could have absolutely ate a quick meal. Okay, now that's just a straight-up Zora sword, so continuing on my theme, we now have all 3 weapon types, spear, sword, and longsword. Alright, continuing on down our... Okay, so there's that flag. Again, that's, you know, real good clue here. You're about to get your hands on a goodie. Just hop, skip, and jump your way across, however you so desire. Gotta have your 5 arrows. I guess that stays put. In my mind, that was going to come back down, and the water was going to fill back up. Okay, so here is your loot chest. There it is, guys. Full set. Now, I'm not going to warp away right this minute. I'm going to finish the cave here. But I will here real soon. That way folks can, have a pretty good idea what they're in store for as far as upgrading it goes. At least to set bonus. Now, in my game, I do have 3 Great Fairy Fountains opened up. So I can actually show you guys, all the way up to the 3rd. Assuming I've got the parts to progress them all. Lots of hidden goodies in here. You almost have to check behind every single wall. Luminous stones are also light gold in this game, so I gotta make sure you get them all. Yeah. Alright, where's my rock salt? Okay, there's our bubble frog. Nice little hiding spot for him on this one. Ooh, that was a good gemstone there. Every now and then, they surprise you. It's like, oh, okay. That makes up for the 15,000 rock salt I got. And just in case you're wondering where the 3rd piece is, that was the climber's armor or whatever, the shirt. And that is way the heck over here, right next to that cave. So you can go in there one of 2 ways. There's a hole in the ground if you're just kind of walking around out here in the grass field, and you can plop down into that hole. Or you can, come up from the south, and there's a cave entrance on that cliff wall. Now, the actual treasure chest is hidden behind a waterfall, and you'll see it. There will be some glowing mushrooms and stuff behind there, and you'll kind of see those glowing on the other side of the water. So as soon as you see that, feel free to walk in behind the waterfall, and you will be right as rain. No pun intended. Alright guys, now I'm only going to do 1 piece right now, because they're all the same anyway. And this way, hopefully, I can just progress it. The first one is always the easy one. That's always the gimme. The second one and forward, look at that, I can't even do it. Okay, so I can't even do to the 3rd level, which is okay, because normally, honestly, this is not a combat suit. I don't care about the 3rd level, I just kind of thought I would show. That's the next thing in the progression, and to the next level after this, it's going to be Flame, or Fire, whatever, Batwing, and I want to say Swift Violet. Yeah, another reason I don't like to upgrade it further is the cost, That's kind of why I shut these off right at that 2nd level, just so I can get that climb stamina up bonus. Alright folks, just to give you a real quick map rundown here where you can get some of these items. Those hot-footed frogs are literally everywhere, but especially like in the early game areas. Walk up and down the river channels, go around the lakes, you're going to see them just all over the place. You can also take a picture of one and, search them that way. So as far as hightail lizards go, you can actually find a ton of them at Hyrule Castle, believe it or not. You can guys take a picture, but you're going to see them mostly along these walls. So, I would just kind of walk around until you find one, take a picture, and just kind of search them around that way. And in addition, you can actually find Beetle. He sells them right here at our friendly neighborhood. I'm not going to pronounce the shrine, but the Lakeside Stable. Okay, so electric batwings, I usually have pretty good luck finding them around here. And guys, honestly, Gerudo Desert, you're going to find a lot of them there too. But, in my game, in our walkthrough here, we haven't really ventured out into that area. So for me, I'm just going to kind of go around this area. Sometimes I'll find them on the beach too. Ooh, rushrooms, that's a good one. So guys, my favorite farming for rushrooms, and they should all be respawned by now. You're going to find a ton of them, right around here. Matter of fact, take a picture of one, and then, just kind of walk around the Great Sky Island looking for them, and they're in pockets. So you're going to not just find onesies and twosies, you're usually going to find, 5, 6 of, sometimes even more of the things in one spot. There's a few here somewhere. There's like a cave, or a mini cave. It's like you can walk under a piece of land around there somewhere. Or maybe I got the spot wrong, but yeah, there were a bunch of mushrooms there. Just really all over. Alright, for ice batwings, the guy's best place is always the snow regions. So in my game, that would probably be up in this area, and I just kind of ride your horse around or whatever, and they'll just, continually spawn in. And sometimes, changing day to night, night to day, if they kind of taper off a little bit, that'll help too. Swift violets, folks, now those are going to be a little trickier. Just like in Breath of the Wild, there are some real good go-to waterfalls that I like. And one of them is right here by the Dueling Peak stable. Right alongside this waterfall on both sides, you'll see some same thing right about here. Good condensed hunting ground for those swift violets. And guys, actually a lot of waterfalls do tend to have those around. Zora's Domain comes to mind. So, actually that's up here. But yeah, again, take a picture, let that Sheikah Slate be your guide. Now, as far as the flaming batwings goes, those are going to be up here. Anywhere volcanic. So nighttime, I usually have better luck. And I also find them in Akela too, by the way. Alright guys, next stop on the Bubble Train Express, we got one more cave down here, and you'll see a bloopy just south of the tower here. And it's a quick and easy cave to get after, so I figured, you know what, might as well. We are here, we're in the mood, we're doing some fun looting. Let's get her done. I really haven't been getting my rupees from my bloopies. My rupees from my bloopies. Now that sounds like a legitimate Dr. Seuss book. Alright, so I said quick and easy cave, but yeah, that's probably a relative term. There is quite a little bad boy nest in here. And they all got ice arrows, so that can make it, real fun and challenging. Oh, guys, on the subject of hightail lizards, get a picture of one of those bad boys. You can actually find them around this area. We do need those for super suit upgrading for the climbing gear. Alright, so here's our archers, guys. You're going to want to pluck them very, very quickly. Now, they're just red, so, it doesn't take a ton of bow power here. You just really got to connect with them. And apparently, I missed one. The good thing is you're out of line of sight. Normally, if you can get those first two out of the way, you're probably going to have a minute here to do what you got to do to get on up there. Okay, and as soon as you get up there, do not hesitate, because he will drill you. Not a bad node. Alright guys, you got your typical, glow stuff going on. But before we do anything else, there is a bubble frog, just like every other cave. This one's in a real nice hiding spot there. So quick and easy, assuming, you didn't get drilled by all those ice archers. Okay, so the quickest way out is probably to go ahead and ascend at that point for another opportunity to take a quick flight to our next destination. And I kind of got ahead of myself there a little bit and jumped down there and then realized I forgot my scruples and I had to kind of warp back up, and here we are. So yeah, guys, that Ralis Channel, I think it's called, it's, there's a cave entrance here, but that's not actually the one I'm going to go in, but just kind of be aware that it is there. The one I'm really going after is way down here. Alright guys, I told you there was another korok seed here, and I told you I pinned it so I wouldn't forget to get said korok seed. And then what I do, I went and, I forgot to get said korok seed. So, it's fun being me, and now that I just remembered that, on my way back over to the other cave entrance, I will go ahead and grab it now. For you picture takers out there is a new breed of bird here. And just like in the old game, you got the Fleet Lotus seed, so it's another nice little loot spot for those things. As you know, that is my favorite ingredient for cooking those speed meals up. Hey guys, I just wanted to kind of throw something else out there too while I'm thinking about it. The last couple of videos I recorded were really, really late at night. And it was probably like, 2, 3 in the morning, some, craziness like that. And I was really tired, but I was really wanting to get those done because I had some stuff going on I wouldn't be able to get to a recording for a while. So it's kind of like a last-ditch effort to get them done. And guys, I kind of went back through and I was editing and I was like, wow, that really came through in the video. So, I wasn't bored. I didn't, It wasn't a chore to go to the Great Sky Islands or whatever Sky Islands those were. It was actually a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed making the videos. You would just never know that by, you know, the tone of my voice. And I even was yawning a lot. I was like, oh my god, and I think I edited most of them out, but not all of them. So yeah, I just didn't want to come off like I was like, okay, I guess we'll do a video now. Lots of dead frogs. Steal this old bow quick shot, huh? Probably time for a tech refresh. So yeah, that being said, I'm not going to do any more recordings super late at night, because I am just not with it anyway. And guys, I had to edit a lot of stuff out. Those recordings were probably pushing 2 hours each, and it was like, I was getting lost, I kept forgetting what I was doing. I'd say, oh yeah, I need to go to this tower real quick and warp back so I can fly here. And then I'd get back to the tower and I'd just start, you know, aimlessly running around some random direction. And then 20 minutes later, I was like, wait, what am I doing here? And then I had to, like, kind of retrace my steps. So yeah, good times, good times. I'm a slow learner, but I do learn. So yeah, no more 3 a.m. recordings. And that's not the first time something like that has happened, by the way. And you know, it's funny because I'm talking about this, and I just now noticed I kind of lost track of what I'm doing here in the cave entrance I came here to find, and, you know, start that whole shrine thing and the whole Ralis Channel stuff. Yeah, that. And it's not even 3 a.m. So I don't know if you noticed, but I picked up a rock a minute ago, and it had rupees under there. And I usually get kind of excited about that, and I have to say something like, wow, you know, it wasn't a hot-footed frog, it was rupees. You know, I just realized I need to heal. Cool action shots. Alright, we got another loot chest here. Alright, moving right along here. Now I'm going to go for that cave. And guys, I'm going to call it the Sheikah Slate endlessly. I know it's the Puripad. I can't help it. I can never think of Puripad when I'm reaching for it, so it's just Sheikah Slate. Alright, as always, activate your crystal. And it's boat building time. I like this one. Fun with boats. Cool thing is they give you all the materials that you need. Try to center mass all this stuff too. Find those good snap points right smack dab in the middle, especially with the fan. Otherwise it can send you, you know, in directions you don't want to go, and then you have to fight it with your steering. Alright, away we go. And guys, we're going to be on this boat for a minute. Now, there are some lootables, you know, throughout. Just be careful not to break your boat. That can be problematic. So what I like to do is just kind of get it close, and then I'll let the current work in my favor. Lots of glowing fish in here. Now, I got tons of those things in my game, so I'm really not going to take the time to grab them. But yeah, they're going to keep respawning in here for a few minutes. And again, same with like bright bloom seeds and all this other stuff. Okay, there's a bubble frog in here. But I'm actually going to go ahead and activate my travel gate first. Just because I know my boat's going to get away from me. So now I remember why they call it Ralis Channel. It really is water. So yeah, good times. There you have it, guys. There's our shrine. I think that's just a blessing inside. Just a blessing indeed. Alright guys, I'm just going to go ahead and swim this one. The current's in your favor here, so it doesn't take forever. Plenty of stamina to get over here. And there's our good friend the Bubble Frog. Alright folks, that's it. With that Bubble Frog, we are out of here. So I really wanted to hit this, but honestly there's kind of a lot to that, and it's a little bit more involved. So I think that'll just be kind of like a breakout video. There's some korok seeds and treasure there that I didn't hit on the way up. For example, that tree, and you probably saw me hesitate when I was on my way up there. I kind of, you know, stood right by that tree, and I was like, I kind of had that quick argument with myself, and I was like, no, separate video. So yeah, I think, you know, now that I'm really focusing in on that, there is more to the cave, you know, the shrine, that bad boy nest, quite a lot of korok seeds, actually. And that's not going to be part of my Zora's Domain video, so... similarly in Breath of the Wild, you know, I'm going to kind of follow the trail. And guys, lots and lots of loot caves, just, you know, treasured, all sorts of goodies. It's pretty diverse, too, and it's kind of fun, so... I'm going to do kind of these things that are off to the side and get those done before we ever even hit Zora's Domain. So I can't promise that'll be the very next video, but, you know, it probably will be just because of... you know, it's here, and we've already kind of walked through this area. Now, the exception is going to be if I get those 5 comments to see exactly what a viewer wants me to do next. And guys, I'm excited. I think this will be really fun. Okay, now guys, before I actually let you go, I just wanted to take a moment and say thank you so much for sticking with, guys. Please don't panic if you see a whole bunch of Skyrim videos coming out. And the reason is, guys, because I can just sit down and hit record and play that game. I don't need to do any kind of prep. There's absolutely no thought process there. So they're just really, really quick and easy to do. So, you know, it gives me a really nice break when I'm really, you know, trying to grind a good video out and I'm doing my thing, you know, and behind the scenes there and taking the time to get everything that I want in. Rehearsing a little bit. Sometimes I can just burn out. So it's really nice just having that Skyrim to go to where I can just kind of sit back, play a game where I don't have to think. And just, you know, hit the record button and get some content out. So that being said, guys, you know, if it is a slower week for Tears of the Kingdom, I am doing my best to kind of keep up a good pace. And I just wanted to invite you guys to maybe watch some of those Skyrim videos. Just kind of tell me what you think. I would like to hear your thoughts on some of those. So folks, as always, I really hope the video here helps you all out. If you enjoyed it, please take a moment to like, share, subscribe, and comment. Until the next time, as always, best of luck and happy hunting.